If someone disappeared from your life without an explanation, then this is for you. Because endings with no explanation, they don't just hurt, they confuse you. They make you question your memory, your worth, and your reality. But I need you to hear this right now. It was never about you not being enough. Our brains are wired for narrative. Beginning, middle, end, or beginning, middle, resolution. When a relationship ends without explanation, it feels like the book suddenly loses off of its chapters so you could never finish it. So you spend all your time what feels like rereading from the beginning and trying to find your ending, and it's not there. You're kind of left with an identity gap, if you like. You're left questioning and asking, what does this say about me? And it's all because the other person disappeared and didn't say anything at all. A silent ending, it's a form of abandonment. Not dramatic, not loud, but deeply personal. It leaves no story to close, no reason to make sense of, just an empty space where understanding should be. The emptiness is painful because the mind hates unfinished stories, so it tries to fill in the blanks. Like, what did I do? What's wrong with me? If I knew why, I could fix it. That self-blame isn't you being weak, that's psychology. The brain would rather blame itself than accept the chaos. So here's the truth why they really disappear. Most people never hear this, but people disappear when they can't handle the consequences of their own actions. They disappear when they can't tolerate the conflict, they can't face the guilt, they can't explain themselves, or they can't be the bad guy out loud. Avoidance is not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their capacity. Most people assume if they didn't explain, it must be something about me. But no explanation endings actually say more about their limitations than your value. People disappear or shut down when they can't face the truth. They don't want to be accountable. They lack emotional vocabulary. They avoid the discomfort at all costs. They're impulsive, avoidant, feel shame and run from it. Some people are so avoidant that they want the connection, but they just don't have the skills to repair the damage that they've caused. Some people enjoy the closeness, but still panic when the accountability appears. And someone can love how you make them feel and still run when intimacy asks for more of them. So let's talk about why closure isn't given in these situations. Because closure requires a person to empathise with your reaction, to tolerate being the bad guy, to stay present, to be accountable, to be responsible, and to have a little bit of dignity for the hurt that they've caused. If someone can't do those things during the relationship, they're not suddenly going to develop that skill for it to end well. It's not ended this way because of a lack of your worth. It's a lack of courage. If they disappeared, it wasn't because you weren't lovable. It's because they were unwilling to face what they did. They don't want to face themselves. Leaving without explanation is not power, it's avoidance. It's an exit strategy for someone who never learned how to end things with dignity. In fact, it's actually the withdrawal of dignity. Even a painful explanation at least acknowledges the relationship existed. Silence can feel like it's just erased. The nervous system interprets this as danger, so you obsess not because you're weak, but because your mind is trying to resolve danger signals through understanding. So, how do you make closure without an explanation? Instead of "I'm missing information," switch to "lack of explanation is the information." Their silence is the closure. It reveals a lot about them. It reveals how they operate when things matter the most, how they operate when things are difficult. They shut down, they disappear, they run away. They just do not want to deal with it. That is your closure. You have to kind of stop asking yourself, why did they do this? Why would they do this to me? What's wrong with me? Instead, you need to start telling yourself, why would I even want an explanation of someone who couldn't stay present in the relationship? Claim the narrative. Write your own ending. This ended because they couldn't do X, and I required X in this relationship. That transforms you from being abandoned to being free. Endings don't have to be mutual to have dignity. You can still give yourself the acknowledgement they didn't. Instead of saying, "I never got closure," just say, "Closure wasn't withheld. It wasn't possible for them." And what healing looks like from this type of ending? Well, healing isn't getting answers, replaying what happened, imagining scenarios. The healing is accepting the unanswered questions, rebuilding self-trust, updating your standards, choosing not to pursue someone who hides from truth, realising the relationship ended twice, once in reality and once when you stopped seeking meaning. All the closure you need to end this is to focus on yourself. Do what makes you happy. Find a new beginning and start over. The only person who's going to change the outcome of this closure, this ending, is you. Remember, silence is golden. Enjoy the peace. Take your power back and start rebuilding.